Keke Palmer was that girl. She still is that girl. Strong black lead, by the way. That's literally what True Jackson VP is. It's a Nick show with a strong black lead. But that's all people really talk about when they bring up True Jackson VP. That the show was black led and it had a great theme song. If you ask people what they remembered about True Jackson VP and what they liked about it, they most likely can't say anything because
best makeup artist ever. And she does the makeup. She made me look like this today. She made me look pretty. Usually I come in here looking like the crypt keeper. You're gonna be me, and I'll be people coming in to see me.
Hey guys.
Kind of. I did a couple things in Toronto. I'm from Toronto. I was born and raised in Canada. And I was on a Disney show for a little while called Life with Derek. So I went in, screen tested with Kiki, and she actually recognized me from Life with Derek, which is the best thing ever. If you're in a room and the lead girl on the show is like, "You're from Life with Derek, you played Max," and she comes over and gives you a hug, you're like, yes.
You're in.
Thank you.
y'all gonna be upset with me. Y'all gonna be mad at me. But I said what I said. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. You're new here. Hello, my name is Harriyanna and I am the captain. And this is Harry Hook's pirate ship, also known as the pirate ship. And I am the captain and I have no first mate. Okay, y'all, it's late. I'm fumbling over my words. Okay, it's 10 o'clock at night and this is the only day I have this week to film. Okay, y'all, girl is tired. Okay, because y'all know I do work a regular job. So, whew, okay. Okay, so I am the captain, and what I say goes here on the pirate ship. I don't care. I do not care. Hello, my name is Harriyanna. I like to make content based off nostalgia, family, and children entertainment, and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now today, we are going to be talking about something that you guys always request for me to speak about, and I have been avoiding it for so long simply because I know y'all not going to like what I got to say about the series, so it's not anything bad that I have to say about the series, but I know somebody gonna get upset because somebody always gotta get upset with what I say. Okay? Like, I do not care. I'm not dragging this show, by the way, at all. We're not dragging True Jackson VP at all, but by the way, you'll see. So I spend so much of my free time just rewatching a lot of my childhood shows, along with old shows that I never really seen before. Like I said, Witch, and I ended up loving Witch. And Witch, like I said, I didn't remember it and I watched it as an adult and I love it, okay? So as time goes on, my thoughts and opinion on entertainment change very, very often. There are certain things in the past that I truly did despise, and there are truly things in the past that I used to love and I absolutely don't like anymore. As certain things I used to despise, I dislike shows that I used to love. And then something, it's so weird because sometimes there's just certain things that I just don't care about anymore. Like examples, I used to dislike The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. Now I love it. I used to love Cory in the House, and now I can't stand it. And then there are certain things that I used to love as a kid, but it don't really do anything for me anymore as an adult. And True Jackson VP is one of those things. It's one of those things. Please, y'all, do not attack me. Do not hop on me. Please do not. For those of you guys who don't know, because I always got somebody that don't know what I'm talking about on my YouTube channel, I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of what True Jackson VP is. So True Jackson VP is a show on Nickelodeon that ran from the late 2000s to the early 2010s. And the series is about an African-American girl named True Jackson who lives in New York City. She becomes the vice president of the kid and teen department of a fashion company called Mad Style. Okay, that's literally True's arc. And spoiler alert, by the end of the series, she becomes president. Okay. She's accompanied by her best friend named Lulu, who worked at Mad Style with her as her assistant. And Ryan, who is also True's friend, but he's just there all the time for some reason. Like, he's just always there. Hold on, y'all. I just got a text about work. I'm not dealing with it right now. Nope. We are gonna focus on this. We are gonna focus on this. Back to what I was saying. True Jackson also has a coworker named Amanda who really has it out for her, but it really just turns out that Amanda is just sad and bitter with her life and is just a bit jealous of True. And personally, I don't think that there was racism with True and Amanda's dynamic. It's just Amanda was just a bitter old woman. She was just sad. She's not old, by the way. She's just middle-aged. It's just can be viewed as a white woman picking on a black girl, but she was just salty that a teenager could do her job better than her, okay? She was just salty with that. Oscar, the secretary of Mad Style, who I personally love, he was always so supportive and helpful to True, and he's also very, very freaking hilarious, okay? He is so freaking funny. I adored Oscar so much. He was kind of like the voice of reason of Mad Style, by the way. That's kind of like the best way to summarize his character. Now we have Jimmy, who was the mailroom guy, who was True's main love interest throughout the series. And I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of dull. Like, he was cute, but like, maybe he wasn't all that funny. They tried to make him funny, but the script just wasn't doing it for me, which we will get into later, okay? The script just isn't it when it came to Robbie's character. Not Robbie's character, Jimmy's character. He's played by Robbie Amell, who is a big star now, in my opinion. Like, I did not expect him to blow up the way he did. Robbie Amell is funny. I've seen him in other things, but his performance in True Jackson VP just wasn't really all that. So, anyway, we have Max. Last but not least, Max is the CEO of Mad Style, and he's literally one of the coolest bosses ever. I would love to work for someone like him. You know, not when he gets mad, because when he gets mad, Mr. Madigan is actually freaking terrifying, okay? But for the most part, I really did enjoy this cast, okay? I really did enjoy this group of characters that this story focused on. Now, you'll see all of these characters that I just told you about in this series. This show took such an interesting concept and made it boring as hell. I'm sorry, y'all. This show is just so freaking dull. It's just so hard to sit through. It's boring. Like, after the theme song, I clock out. I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. Like, the only thing that is very memorable about this series is that it's not a show about a whole bunch of white people, okay? It's very diverse. I ain't seen this many black people on Nickelodeon since Just Jordan ended, okay? And we don't even know what the fate of Just Jordan is at this point. Barely anybody remembers Just Jordan. Please leave a comment down below if you know what Just Jordan is, because I be feeling like I'm losing my mind, because some people be talking about they legit don't know what that is. Anyway, I love how so many of the guest stars on this series were black people, and I love how True interacted with black people all the time. Like, I really did enjoy that. It's the little things that matter to me. I like how New York City in this show looks somewhat like New York City in real life, because Disney Channel has a real big problem with this when they portray New York City in their shows, where it just be a whole bunch of white people, Girl Meets World, when really New York City is very, very diverse, okay? And I love this show so much as a kid, and the reason why I watched it all the time, because this was one of the few times that I actually really saw myself on Nickelodeon, like a show that was actually popping like that, because Nickelodeon did Just Jordan so dirty. They did that show so freaking dirty. Like, the show was about a brown skinned girl who was creative. And she and the Asian girl on the show, because Lulu is Asian, they were the main ones in front while all the white kids just kind of like sat in the back. Like, I remember I was watching a Lovey Simone interview, Selling the Spades, by the way, and she was talking about in Selling the Spades, it was interesting because the black kids were pushed to the front while all the white kids just had to sit to the back and they ran the show. That's how I kind of saw True Jackson VP. They were the ones pushed to the front. It was a lot like That's So Raven, in my opinion. Like, while other Nickelodeon shows, the white kids ran everything and the black kids, or just the kids of color, just kind of stayed to the side, or they just were in the backgrounds, This show, they ran it. They ran it. I really did enjoy that. It was very, very refreshing to see. Like, the Proud Family been over. That's So Raven ended like a year before this show came on. So I was just always used to just watching Sister reruns. I just needed a new show to watch about a black girl. So when True Jackson VP came out, I was very, very happy. And it was also a bit refreshing for me because the black lead was a black girl who resembled me. Like a brown skinned black girl with relaxed hair. I don't know why, but when you see somebody on television that has hair that looks like yours, it makes you a little happy. Even though there's a lot of controversy in the black community about hair relaxers and things like that, it just made me feel better knowing, oh, her hair is like mine. It just made me kind of happy. So I also watched True Jackson VP because it also reminded me a lot of like that last season of That's So Raven, when Raven started working for like Donna Cabana in the fashion company. I feel like the main reason why I flat out don't dislike True Jackson VP in general is because I'm just a big Keke Palmer fan. I really do enjoy Keke Palmer as a person. I follow her on everything. She was like one of the first people I ever stand, in my opinion. Like after Jump In came out and I used to watch her and Medea on Family Reunion, I used to watch Akilah and Nabi all the time. I was a really big fan of her. She was my role model when I was little. I used to be lurking on her MySpace page all the time when she would just be posting life updates and blog updates. I used to listen to her music all the time when I was in middle school and even high school. Keke Palmer was that girl. She still is that girl. And this show, Keke Palmer literally is this show. She carried this show on her back. She literally lit up the screen every time she showed up, okay? She is what made this show watchable, okay? Because one thing I've noticed, that if the scene didn't have Keke Palmer in it, the quality was down, okay? The quality was down. She is True Jackson VP. She is what people remember about this show. She is what made the show so great, okay? Usually a lot of times when you watch television shows, the side characters be the ones that people remember more than the main character. No, that is not the case with True Jackson VP. True Jackson VP is Keke Palmer, okay? She is what this made this show breathe life, okay? It's as if everybody in this show just bounced off of her energy. Like, I remember I saw something, somebody had said something about when you watch the CW, it feels as if one actor and is like acting circles around everyone else. That's how I felt with Keke Palmer on True Jackson VP. She was acting circles around this entire cast, okay? Literally, everyone just bounced off of her. She was that girl. She was just that girl. Keke Palmer still is that girl in my opinion. Now, True Jackson VP, my overall opinion on this series, the show is very hit or miss. It's a very, very hit or miss because for every interesting episode, you're gonna get 3 to 4 dull ones, okay? It's a very slow burn, especially when it came to True and Jimmy's relationship. That was the most interesting dynamic in this show, and it was such a slow burn. It was getting on my nerves. I was like, we all know they're gonna get together at the end of the day. Can they hurry up and get there? It was so much freaking drama. It was just so freaking irritating. Like, I was just... their relationship dynamic and them dating, their entire love story really is what keeps this show going. It's actually one of the highlights of the show. It was a cute, nice little interracial couple that we saw. I really liked that. I really did enjoy that. I don't think True Jackson VP for the most part is a bad show. I don't really think it's bad at all. It's just dull. Like, some things aren't good, some things aren't bad. They're just kind of okay. They're just kind of mid. They're just dull. They're just kind of there. It's hit or miss. I can't stand the fact that I don't like this show as much as I did as a kid. And part of that has to do with me growing up. But also, this just has to do with the show just wasn't all that great. It really could have used better writing because they had such an interesting concept about a 15-year-old girl working in a fashion company. And they came up with the most boring storylines ever. Like, it just was not hitting working for me. It just was not doing it for me, myself, and I. Like, I literally talked to my Progeny's castmates about it, and they all agreed that the show was very slow. Like, they were like, I barely remember the show outside of the theme song, and I just remember Keke Palmer's acting. I don't remember too much about what happened. And the only thing I really remember, like I said, is the diversity and True and Robbie's relationship. Mind you that I rewatched this series and I've already kind of forgotten what has happened in it. Like, there is a reboot in the works for True Jackson VP, as Keke Palmer has been talking about it, and because, you know, TikTok made the show popular again. It just made the theme song popular again, in my opinion. But I would honestly like to see True Jackson VP get the iCarly treatment, where it be from an older perspective. Because the concept of a fashion company is honestly way more entertaining with adults. Like, I love me some Eve. One thing a lot of people know about me is that I love me the television show Eve. Eve got issues. I already know. We're going to get there another day. We're going to get to the Eve discourse another time. I live for black sitcoms, y'all, okay? This might about to be the new black sitcom channel, okay? I love me some Eve, but that show got issues. And the last season of That's So Raven that I mentioned before felt a lot like Eve. Like, it focused a lot more on adults in the fashion world than just kids Raven's age. And that's why I think the last season of That's So Raven worked so much better than True Jackson VP as a whole. Because yes, we did have Raven, but it didn't really focus too much on children. It really focused on the weird adults in the fashion world. And True Jackson VP was like that too, to a certain extent, but they always had the most boring storylines. Like, nah. A True Jackson VP reboot would probably do the original justice, because the reboot will give them a chance to make this world more entertaining. They have access to different writers, better writers, hopefully, okay? I think a reboot will literally help this series, because this show, when you hear people talk about True Jackson VP, a lot of them just praise it because it was a Nickelodeon show with a monoracial black girl. Strong black lead, by the way. That's literally what True Jackson VP is. It's a Nick show with a strong black lead. But that's all people really talk about when they bring up True Jackson VP. That the show was black led and it had a great theme song. If you ask people what they remembered about True Jackson VP and what they liked about it, they most likely can't say anything. Because when people ask me to talk about True Jackson VP, they just ask me to talk about it. They don't really go in depth about the series and whatnot. And I find that just really sad. Like, I really felt like they could have given Keke Palmer a better show than this, because Nickelodeon has a really bad habit of doing this shit, okay? They did it with Symphonique and they did it with Keke Palmer, where they literally give them their own show and it's literally not up to quality like their other shows that be having white kids pushed to the front. Like, that just really freaking bothers me. And they didn't even give Symphonique a chance, okay, with How to Rock. They gave her a show that wasn't all that great, all that memorable, and then they canceled it after one season, okay? They did that girl so freaking dirty, okay? I have a Symphonique documentary coming up soon. I got y'all on that, but y'all, it's gonna take me a minute to get there because your girl is stressed out with her other job, okay? Like, but thank you guys for watching this video so much. If you liked it, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider joining my Patreon to support me, support your little local Atlanta creative over here that always got the crazy hair, okay? If you guys do join my Patreon, I am very, very grateful. My cheapest tier is $1. My most expensive one is $5, so I try to keep it very, very affordable over there. Sorry. I offer Discord exclusive behind the scenes videos. You guys get to help out with the channel a little bit too. You get discounts from my merch. If you guys would like to purchase my merch, I will have the link to that down below. Added so much cute stuff to the shop. We'll be adding new stuff in the fall. Cannot freaking wait, y'all. I have been working so hard this summer because I want to make the harriyannahook brand something young, fresh, and new. Like the Khalees song, I want to make my brand something memorable. I want my brand to be me. I want my brand to be great enough to where I can quit my day job. And yeah, I am working super duper hard this summer. I am putting in the work, okay? I am putting it in the work, and all of you guys' support really means so much to me. If you guys like to follow me on everything is at Harriyanna, Tumblr, Twitter, everything, Wattpad, Pinterest, all of that good stuff, Instagram. If you guys would like to support my web show is called The Progenies. It is a Descendants fan series, okay? Because Descendants was a mess and we had to redo it. We had to freaking redo it. I will have the link to our pilot down below and a link to our Instagram page down below for you guys to follow. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys and have a good night. Take care.
Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay.